Alright, practice taints and tolerations on Kubernetes. So, question 1, how many nodes exist on the system? So we have 2. Control plane and node 1. So we take 2. Do any taints exist on node 1? Best way to look at that is to look at the description. Describe node 1. We have a lot of text and we can look at it somewhere around here. And since we're in Linux, we can also pipe that with the grep command like this. I look for taint and we see it's none, so let's say no. Now create a taint on node 1. I think it's something like this. I open the documentation beside where it's something like this. Taint on nodes and keep it here, taint node, and then we precise the node, and then we give the key. The key here is spray, and the value is this, followed by the taint. How did I call that? No schedule. We call it the taint effect actually. So like this. Right, so if we query again the node to see if the taint is applied, we can see that there's a taint here. So let's check. Now create a new pod with the Nginx image, and this is the name, mosquito. To create a new pod, we need to run a new Kubernetes. And when we run, we create a new pod. So we run a new pod called this with the image Nginx without 2-bit WEs, just to make sure it's created. Right, it's actually created. So let's check, and everything is okay. And what is the state? The state is actually pending here. Stick pending. And what do you think the pod is? Why do you think it's in the pending state? So how do we look at it? We can look at the description messages when we describe the pod. This is the reason here is fail schedule, meaning it's not scheduled on a node. And here we have the complete message. So we have 2 nodes available. Remember we had something like this. These are the 2 nodes. One has untolerated taint. That's the control plane. So the taint here cannot be tolerated by our new node. And then the other one has untolerated taint. So this is the taint of the control node here, and this is the taint of the node 1. So the pod cannot tolerate any of the taints. That's why it's not scheduled, it's on pending mode. It's on pending because there's no node available for it to be scheduled inside. So what is the reason again? From the multiple choice, cannot tolerate taint Martin. Okay, now create another pod with this name. So I'll just recall the mosquito. the same image. So let's list our ports again. This is created, but we're not finished. They say which has a toleration set to 110. So right now it's pending, just like the mosquito, but we'll have to make this B port to tolerate the taint on the mosquito on the node 1 node. So actually I wasn't even supposed to create it. I was supposed to make it tolerant before actually creating the port. So I'm going to delete the port. And then I'll recall the command that does the creation, but I will not create it. I'm actually going to redirect it to a file in a YAML format, O for output YAML, and redirect that to a file like this, and then open the file, and add a new section to make that toleration possible. And let's copy the syntax here. Tolerations with an S. Key operator value effect. Let's copy this. Let's put an S. And let's indent properly the YAML file. Alright, so what's the key of the taint? The key is spray and equals more 10, and the taint effect is no schedule. I'm going to save that. It's saved, but we still have no port running because we just edited the file description. So now I'm going to create the port from that file description. So I'm going to apply everything that's in the B file, and then we check the port again. The container is still being created, or the port if you wish. I'll just keep refreshing, and now it's running. It's running because it has the same toleration as the taint on the node 1 node. We can actually confirm that by doing a description on that port. So if we describe this port and then we pipe it to grep and check which node it's on, we'll see that it's on I think it's describe port. Error of my command. We'll see that it's on node 1. Okay. Notice the B was scheduled on node 1 as well. I just checked here. Do you see anything on control plane? Control plane is a node, so let's describe the node to see more information about that. Let's see if there's any taint on it. We do have a taint, with the taint effect being no schedule, so we have a taint 2 yes, and the correct one is no schedule. Now remove the taint on that one. How do I do that? The best way is to delete this, is to actually get all the YAML description that creates this node and redirect into a file. So if I get this node 1, no, not node 1, sorry, control plane, check, and then I redirect the output into a YAML file. I'll just call this control .yaml. So we have the node description inside this file here, and we have the node that is running too. So this one is running with the taint on it. We have to delete that taint, so I'm going to get rid of this node. So let's see here, delete node, control plane. So if I list the number of nodes again, we have just one. Now I'm going to edit the control plane port description file and search. To search in VI, you press the slash and you keep the text you want to search. I want to search for taint. Just found it here. Actually, I can also list the line number so that you can see it. If I search again for int, that's it on line 28. So I'll delete these 3 lines to remove the taint. I just do 3 dd and it's gone. Save the file and recreate the node without the taint. So apply our YAML file, control. We have a new node without taint. So if I list the number of nodes, we have this. Check. So what is the state of the mosquito pods? I just need to list all my pods first to see what is the state. It's running, and before that it was in the pending state, like here. Why is that? That's because actually this pod has no tolerations on it, meaning that it can be inserted on any node that has no taint, and right now we just remove the taint on control plane. So this node is inside the control plane. I can search that and prove it to you. So we have the kubectl here. Let's describe that node, that pod, sorry, and let's pipe it to the grep command and look for the node in which it's inside. We can see that it's inside the control plane. So it's actually running here. And in which node is it? Control plane. And that's the end of the exercises for Taints and Tolerations on Kubernetes. See you on another exercise.